It's Two Dudes with Attitudes, a wrestling podcast, which your boy Ryan enjoys wrestling and MWO. And we are talking our WWE edition, all things Raw, NXT. Obviously, we got to tell you who sucked and who was great booked wise. And a segment, Ryan. It was a pretty jam-packed show after Saturday night's main event. And if you didn't hear it, we did a separate video, so go check that out. It's already been posted. Everything Saturday night's main event, what we thought of the matches, and John Cena's ending. So if you're here first, listen, continue to watch it, then go back and watch Saturday night's main event. But Ryan, it was a pretty decent follow-up on Raw and NXT. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised, especially with the opener on Raw. The first 15, 20 minutes, I was very, very surprised, and in a good way. And I hope that that's the direction that if that's the direction I think they're going in, I think they're going in the right direction. So very, very pleasantly surprised. I was worried about the fallout with John Cena and the crowd's reaction and everything, but I think it worked beautifully on Monday Night Raw.
Wow, we got to get into it. So let's just hit that music so we can talk about it.
All right, here we go.
Two dudes with attitudes, let's go. It's the two dudes and the attitudes, ruthless, aggressively speaking, so let's do this. We're Ryan and Denton, they here to get your attention. The 5-star broadcast shit, start to the ending. Whether it's the E or it's all E, the two dudes with the attitudes will bring the heat. Get the point, yeah, it's on, time to lock in. Listen to the podcast where they get it poppin'.
Yeah, man. Monday Night Raw opened up hot. I'm telling you, it was scorching. And I'm very, very excited to break it down because it wasn't just the opening. What was hot about Monday Night Raw was the opening, things in the middle, and then, of course, the end with the returned professional wrestler on top of a reveal of who the Masked Man is. I'm ready to break down this Monday Night Raw. You're still muted, so maybe you'll pop up the thing and I'll get it going until I see you are able to speak back. Or we can just listen to my beautiful voice go on and on and on and on. At least all our lady viewers want that, as long as they can see the material that the voice is coming out of. But with that said, Monday Night Raw opened up with the man who made John Cena quit. And that is one Gunther. And this man came out, talked some shit. And when I say he talked some shit, I'm saying he talked it very quickly and not fast, just to the point. And basically said, just so you know, I made John Cena quit like a little bitch. And walked out. He got Dominic Mysterio boos. I'm talking. And he didn't do like Dom where he didn't talk. He talked right through it. Then the dude left, posed, came back, did some more poses, left, came back, got on top of the announce table, talked some more shit about John Cena, left, went to the back, smugged, looked most of the people, saw AJ Styles, laughed in his face, got into his car, rolled down the window and said, "You can't see me," and bonked out. Not only was it one of the best things Gunther, if not the best thing Gunther has ever done in his career so far, but it was totally hinting that we have a new legend killer in the world. And I'm assuming Gunther is going to have Goldberg, check, Cena, check. And next up is going to be one AJ Styles. But what did you think about this promo? Because if there was one way, and I'll explain after you talk on what I think needs to happen after this, but this was, right, the best possible way to start. I mean, couldn't done any better, right?
No, it could not have been any better than what they gave us. And this first 15, 20 minutes was going to be important. That was the one thing I was worried about with Gunther beating John Cena was how are they going to present him moving forward? Like, are they going to capitalize on this? Are they going to use this as a way to make Gunther a new monster heel in the WWE? Or are they just going to, because Gunther's still the same guy that tapped out to Jey Uso at WrestleMania in like the same way that John Cena tapped out in like 7 seconds after a submission was put on him. So are they going to kind of get us to forget about that? Or are they going to, forget about Gunther in a couple of months? And I think they did everything completely right with the promo to him leaving and coming back and getting on the announce table and talking more shit and saying the same thing. He said the same thing like 3 or 4 times that he made John Cena tap out like a little bitch, and the crowd just ate it up every single time, got louder and louder with the boos. Then he said that this is my time now. It was just fantastic. It reminded me a lot of the Roman Reigns promo after he beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania. And he came out and he said, "This is my yard now," dropped the mic and left. That's what this was like for me. Insane heat. The one thing I didn't like, though, was Adam Pearce kicking him out of the building, being like, "You're done." Like, what was that for? Like, he didn't do anything wrong. He won the match fair and square. He made John Cena tap like a little bitch,
Yeah.
Like, he didn't do anything. All he said was, "I made him tap and my time is up." And then he taunted on the announce table.
Yeah.
So why did he get kicked out of Monday Night Raw? It was like, "Oh, you're degrading the legacy of the greatest of all time. That doesn't make you the ring general. That makes you an asshole," and kicks him out. I was like, this is But it gave us some good moments with R-Truth finally going from, he wasn't being silly. He was like, "You're a piece of trash." And Otis stood up to him. I see Gunther wrestling Otis first, probably next week or the week after. Then he wrestles R-Truth. Then he wrestles whoever else, Tozawa. And then he finally faces off with AJ Styles or something. I don't know. But I like how they did this. I like how they planted those seeds. And I can't wait for what they do with Gunther. And I do think we're getting a new Legend Killer gimmick. And imagine when Randy Orton comes back, whatever the hell he is. Like waiting for him to stare down Gunther with Legend Killer versus Legend Killer. Sign me up. I don't want Cody and Randy. I want Gunther Randy.
Oh, for sure. I want Cody and nobody really. The one thing too that you really have to do now, this was great. Wrestling fans are fickle. They only remember what happened yesterday. They don't remember what happened anything.
That's true.
So they'll forget about this, right? What they need to do is that he needs to go. They need to do the same thing Brock Lesnar. When Brock Lesnar beat the streak, he dominated. There was no end to what he can do. That's what they need to do with Gunther. You can't have him beat Goldberg, beat Cena, retire them both, and then be mediocre or even good. He needs to beat every single person that faces him for the next year or so, and he needs to tap out every person for the next year or so, and he needs to put them in the chokehold, that awful, pathetic sleeper that isn't putting anybody to sleep in real life. It looks awful. You use that every single time. You can't do chokeholds anymore with the UFC. With a rear naked choke, that's how you choke.
It doesn't look,
a sleeper going over your forehead, it just looks stupid. But nonetheless, it's pro wrestling. He needs to use it and do it over and that's what his gimmick. He needs shirts. John Cena's my bitch. Go to sleep, and he needs to have it all. This is what he needs to do. He doesn't even need to win the title yet. Don't give him the title. Just let him run amok. Let him destroy everybody. I can't wait for him to put Jey Uso to sleep now to make up. I do have to say, though, you said there was only one bad thing. Adam Pearce was bad. I thought the only bad thing was when he first walked out and he was about to speak, the crowd was chanting. And they were chanting, "You tapped out."
Yeah, what was that about?
The crowd is the dumbest. They're referring to him tapping out to Jey Uso for the title at WrestleMania, bruh. And Gunther had the best response. He was like, "I tapped out. I tapped out."
What were you watching?
I don't understand that. When somebody just taps out John Cena and makes him retire, you don't bring up something that happened 5 months ago. It was like the most idiotic. That was almost as dumb as the what chance. WWE fans, I love pro wrestling fans. I'm one of them. Sometimes we are the stupidest damn fucking people in the world. That was the dumbest chant I've ever heard. All of you who were there live, I love you, but you need to be ashamed of yourself. We all have bad moments. We all make mistakes. This was that mistake. Be ashamed of yourself. That was embarrassing. Other than that, this was gold. Gold.
Yeah, everything about it. Yeah, that you tapped out. I was like, what's up with that? Like, no, he didn't. Like, I didn't pick up on the fact that he tapped, that they were talking about Jey Uso at WrestleMania.
Yes, that's the only time he tapped out.
Yeah, I know, but I was like, I was just like, no, he didn't. Or then I was like, are they cheat? Is that like the way? Is that the new like you suck? Like you made John Cena tap, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But
No.
yeah, that was bad. But everything else was great. And what I also want the WWE to do, and don't make it obvious, but just build somebody else up on the side, like a credible baby face that can eventually, not 3 months from now, not 6 months from now, not a year from now, but maybe a year and a half, 2 years, that finally comes face to face with Gunther and is the Gunther Slayer, the one that ultimately takes Gunther down. So build somebody up on the side, keep them separate, maybe put him on SmackDown and keep Gunther on Raw, and then eventually maybe at the Rumble or something, this person steps up and wrestles him at WrestleMania. You got to do something else because you want to retire AJ Styles, you want to retire Randy Orton, you want to retire Rey Mysterio, maybe retire CM Punk, you want to retire Brock Lesnar. Like, we're running out of wrestlers here, so we need to build somebody else up on the side. And it doesn't need to be Cody Rhodes, it doesn't need to be Jey Uso, it doesn't need to be Punk. It needs to be somebody young, up and coming, that looks incredible, that's a good threat. And I think that's really important that they do that. And that way it's you're building a star out of Gunther, and now you have a future star on your hands too.
I just want to tell everybody right now, all the Two Dudes Wolfpack out there, it's no shot at Ryan because I think he made a fantastic point, and I think he's 100% right. But this is literally him just trying to talk Chad Gable into the universe. I just want you guys to know that. He didn't tell me this. He ain't saying it. Montez. No, it's all. He's talking about Chad Gable. He can pretend and say it's Montez, but he's talking Chad Gable.
It's actually, I actually have somebody else in mind, and I'll get into it.
Right.
There's somebody else that I have. We'll get into it when we get to the next show that we talk about.
All right. I assume that still once a week you cry in bed about Chad Gable not.
For the he's never getting the El Grande Americano gimmick back with Ludwig Kaiser cutting promos in Spanish.
They're doing dude.
Yeah,
his Spanish is on point, homie.
He's like he has taken that gimmick away from Chad Gable. So shout out to Ludwig.
Dude, he's killing
assuming
it.
It's him. We don't know.
And he got rid of Tiffany Stratton, so he's ready to get somebody actually hot. So good for him. All right, let's get into it. Speaking of, maybe Maxxine Dupri. So Maxxine Dupri has been working out in the dungeon, baby. She's been working on her submissions, working on her fitness, like she Fergie, and she defeated one Ivy Nile, who spent the last 3 weeks basically bashing her and talking shit, and then just got her ass kicked. But what say you? What do you think about the new curly hair, rougher edge gimmick of Maxxine Dupri? Are you buying it? Did this match go around better since she practiced in the dungeon? What'd you think about all this, Ryan?
I'll give it a love-hate. I loved it and I hated it at the same time. She does look so much better in the ring. She looks a lot more comfortable out there now that I feel like she's kind of becoming a little bit more of herself as opposed to the Maximum Male Models manager, Maxxine Dupri, and then the Alpha Babes and everything else with Alpha Academy. I think she's coming into her own a little bit, and she is getting better and better in the ring. So I am happy to see that, and I'm happy to see that they're actually investing in her and giving her a character. And I'll also say that maybe Becky Lynch is somebody that knows how to identify stars, and she knows when to drop belts and build talent up. She did it to Tiffany Stratton. She did it to Lyra Valkyria. Now maybe she did it to Maxxine Dupri. So maybe this is, the Maxxine Dupri coming out party. But what I don't like about it is she won the Women's Intercontinental Championship off of Becky Lynch. And now all of a sudden she has to be trained on how to wrestle. Like, shouldn't you have done this now? Like, shouldn't you keep the belt on Becky Lynch and then have Natty take her into the dungeon and say, okay, you can beat Becky, and here's how we're going to do it. And then boom, then you show vignettes of her training and her training and her training. Then she comes back at a pay-per-view. She beats Ivy Nile in like a one-on-one match or on a Monday Night Raw. And then she gets a rematch with Becky Lynch, and then she beats Becky Lynch. Like, I don't know. It's very weird. It's like, I couldn't imagine winning a belt that when I wasn't a good wrestler to now all of a sudden having to learn how to wrestle. It's really weird. I don't dislike it though. I think it's I'm kind of digging it. I'm liking the look with Maxxine, and yeah, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I like the idea, the transformation, the match. I like even her being the IC champion. I just don't like how we got there. The execution was poor. And
Yeah,
she should have been, she beat Becky by a count out. After that, this should have started. Becky was punking her. Becky should have punked her some more and been like, you can't do nothing about it. You're never beat me in a count out. Big deal. You ain't. And Natty should have been like, I'm going to take you under. I'm going to teach you how to beat her. Then she does all this. Then she comes back. Then Ivy Nile calls her out for a couple weeks during it and is like, where is this girl who thinks she could beat Becky? She can't even beat me. She beats Ivy Nile. Then she beats Becky Lynch. And now it feels like, okay, she's actually that girl. Maybe she's not the most up to date and the most, experienced pro wrestler at the moment, but she knows what she's doing and she's training through Natalia and this and that. Like the fact that she could beat Becky Lynch not trained and not prepared.
yeah,
Let's say for
bizarre.
Becky. And sure, I'm having so much fun with Becky online, but none of this is translating to WWE. So unless you're following her on Instagram and X or whatever, you really don't know what's happening, which is classic. If you don't know, go check it out because she's doing some of her best work ever off the screen. But it hasn't done anything else for her since. She's kind of like, because of AJ Lee, AJ Lee's been gone now for the last couple of weeks too, other than coming out of Bron Breakker's. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. So why did we could have delayed this because we could have got here now and then started. So that's my only thing. I think they just executed it incorrectly, but I am all for it and what goes forward with it. I don't think she has a long title reign though.
I think
someone soon.
I think she loses to Natalia. That's what I think. And then
she's gonna turn on her. Yeah.
Turn on her, and then she's gonna have to use her training against her, and it's gonna be like Obi-Wan and Darth Vader and Luke and all that. But we'll see. So,
Bron Breakker, the last couple of weeks, my man. Your girlfriend, stupid. Have sex with your wife. He's been cutting these furious promos, man. And CM Punk decided to show him how it's done. And CM Punk came out in his jacket. Not going to lie, I'm vibing again. That title looks good on him. I know he's got all the grays and he looks like he's 108 years old. But, dude, come on. CM Punk. It's called, for men. Come on, dude. Get with it. But nonetheless, everyone in WWE uses it. Trust me. You think Drew's beard is that dark? Hell to the no. He dyes that shit majorly. So, nonetheless, he looked good with the belt and he cut a promo. Even said straight up, like, now, you talk about my wife again? It ain't wrestling, brother. I'm going to see you, and I'm going to swing at you very weirdly, and then you're going to punch me once, and I'm going to fall to the ground, and then, oh, no, it's not UFC. I forgot. But, no, he came at him. It was awesome. I loved it. He ended up attacking him later with a belt, and then we'll get into what happened after that. But the promo itself, man, what did you think? And do you think they need to stop doing promos with Bron Breakker, or do you think people are still okay with it? Because I felt like Bron got a different reaction at the end of Raw than he did the last time. I feel like when you have someone who can speak that well and you put someone who can't and people are praising it like it was high shit, and then you hear a real good promo artist cut, I think that kind of brought Bron's down a lot, in my opinion. Maybe not in everyone's, but in mine, because that was how you cut a promo. And Punk did it effortlessly. It didn't even sound like he was putting in much effort into it. He was just like, let's do this shit.
Yeah, and I was worried that Punk was going to pull out some like AEW reference or I know I'm known for beating people up backstage, so don't mess with. Like, I was worried he was going to, and he didn't. He delivered it flawlessly. I love that he made he didn't just go at Bron Breakker, but he went at his dad, Rick Steiner. He went at his uncle Scott, like
multiple times.
Two people that I wouldn't want to mess with, even though. And then I loved he threw the Steiner line, the Steiner math line back at him. He was like, GTS equals 1, 2, 3. I win, you lose. Like, it was just a flawless promo. Fantastic. For somebody who hasn't been on TV in 2 weeks, dealing with a lot of stuff going on personally, with the death of his dog and everything. And now, we see him back for the first time. And it was just he ripped the logo off the microphone, and every time he does that, that CM Punk means business. And I think this might have been his best promo, definitely his best promo of 2025, but maybe the best promo he's cut since he's been back to WWE in the last 2 years. I mean, he went at Bron Breakker pretty hard, and like, he was unscripted, he was unfiltered, but he made it look so natural, and that's the best part about it. So,
And it was fantastic segue right into the main event, which happened to be one Logan Paul versus one Rey Mysterio. Booyaka, booyaka, 619. And Logan and Rey had a good match. They went back and forth. Knucks were getting involved. They were trying to, who's going to use what? And Logan brought him, and then he dropped him, and then Rey was going to go get him. And Rey bent down to get those Knucks, Ryan. And when he bent down to get him, all of a sudden, he got met with a stomp on the side of the apron. The masked man was back. He kind of stood there. Logan Paul pinned Rey. Then Logan Paul got a little bit nervous, not knowing who the masked man was, put the Knucks on, and kind of was like, am I going to hit you? Am I not going to hit you? What am I going to do? And then the masked man decided to leave, went up the way, went up the way, and then CM Punk came in to make the save. As we said, he attacked Bron Breakker, went into the ring, was waiting to attack the masked man, got up on the apron, and the masked man revealed himself to be one Austin Theory. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the same man who cashed in the Money in the Bank contract on a U.S. title, I believe it was, and lost it. The man that was pushed by Vince McMahon to the moon and then never really was able to recover afterwards with once Vince left and Triple H took over. And then CM Punk was speared by one Bron Breakker. Bron Breakker told him, never talk about my family again, or it's on like Donkey Kong, repaying back what CM Punk had said to him about his wife. And it ended like that. And we got the reveal of the masked man. It was really, really good stuff. Really, really, really good things. I'm excited about Austin Theory. I know it was I thought it should have been Sami Zayn. I went that way. A lot of people wanted it to be Montez Ford, and Montez Ford would have been a fantastic choice as well. Austin Theory was what everybody thought. Everybody was a content creator. Everyone was throwing it out there, and I didn't want to buy it because I don't like going with what everybody else says. But Theory, when you break it down, really, really makes sense because Theory was that guy. He was a guy who, when you win the Money in the Bank, you're the champ. That's usually what it is. This new losing the cash in was a kind of a newer type of vibe. It wasn't how it used to be. And they wanted Theory to be the champ, and Triple H and company just really didn't buy into to Austin Theory as much as Vince McMahon did. And when Triple H first took over was when Theory had that cash in, and they were kind of over it. They didn't really care about, they wanted to kind of get rid of the Vince McMahon, vibe. And so they wanted a new look, and that was what they wanted. They didn't believe in Theory yet. They thought he was too green. Maybe his gimmick wasn't great yet. I'm pretty sure at that time he still had the gimmick where he was taking selfies of himself. So it just really wasn't working. But yeah, man, but it kind of sucks because Theory is that guy. He is good enough, I think, to be a champion. And I don't know if he's going to be the champion now. I don't think he's going to go off and just feud against CM Punk tomorrow or whatever else. I don't know what he has in store, but a push is what's going to happen for sure. And with that said, the better question is, who is he working with, right? Because people were very unsure. And I think there's three options. Number one, he's working for himself. That's number one, that he's just doing what he, maybe he's mad at the Triple H regime for getting rid of him, and the Vince McMahon regime was what he wants to go back to. So maybe he's a little upset, Austin Theory, and maybe he is working with the Vision. Possibly he could be working with the Vision, and maybe that's what's going on. He's teaming up with them. Like, even though he's attacking people who did, Seth Rollins wrong, he's also defending the Vision as much as he possibly can. Or he's working for one Seth freaking Rollins. He's doing the finisher. He's, attacking people who have also hurt one Seth Rollins. So it's one of those options, I'm assuming, right? I don't think there's anything else that it could possibly be. With that said, Ryan is still trying to figure out his internet situation at the moment. I think he's dying out. He's in North Carolina. They probably struggle with internet. I'm from California. We created the internet. Just kidding. We didn't. I'm just throwing it out there. But yeah, Austin Theory, man, I'm very, very digging it. And I thought the ending was hot, man. When you open up with Gunther being that was a fire promo. Starting off strong. and then ending with the reveal of Austin Theory. And I like that we got the reveal already too. I think a lot of us thought it was going to go on for a while, like maybe last until Seth Rollins could possibly come back, maybe make it pretend like it's going to be Seth Rollins or whatever else. But it ended up not being, and it was Austin Theory, and I dig it. I dig it a lot. I didn't pick it. I don't always have to be right, but it doesn't mean I don't like what the other decision can be. So yeah, I'm all for Austin Theory being that dude.
Yeah, I actually liked the return and of Austin Theory. I thought it was done well. I thought he looked good. I liked the shaved head.
Yes.
I hope they do something with him and Grayson Waller and we get some closure on that whole thing, because I don't really like stories that are left open-ended, or Grayson Waller's still a heel and now I guess Austin Theory's going to be a heel. But I'm also in the corner that I'm also in the camp of there's more than one masked man. And because I don't, maybe not, I don't know, but it just felt like last week, that guy had a different appearance than Austin Theory. I don't think Austin Theory was the guy that was under the mask at Survivor Series. And maybe they did that by design because they didn't know who they wanted it to be. But I also wouldn't mind it if next week, CM Punk's coming out and he's cutting a promo on Austin Theory, and he demands a match with Austin Theory, and then in the match another masked man comes out. I mean, we don't really know. Or I wouldn't mind if Logan Paul and Austin Theory like worked out a deal together or something behind the Vision's back, because Logan Paul was like, "Oh yeah, we got the masked man. He's in our corner, right, guys?" And they were like, "Huh? What are you talking about?" So there's a lot of cool things that they can do with this. I have a feeling it's none of the above, because Triple H does everything for shock value and for whatever reason. So it's probably just going to be him joining the Vision. But I didn't mind the debut. I didn't mind the return. The only thing I didn't like was, why didn't he just take the mask off at Survivor Series? Like, what? Like, we're waiting all this time for Austin Theory, like somebody that was was the teacher's pet to Vince McMahon, and he was a jobber pretty much. I mean, he John Cena, but then he didn't really do anything after that. Then he got kicked out of the Grayson Waller group. Him and Grayson Waller, like, he just disappeared, and now he comes back, and we get a reveal of Austin Theory on a random Monday Night Raw. I get it; it's the one after John Cena. It's the dawning of a new era. But I do wish that. I mean, I still don't get why he just didn't come out at Survivor Series and take the mask off then. Why they dragged this out a little too long.
I'm assuming he has something to do with Seth. If I was going to be a betting man, I think there's only one guy. I wouldn't be actually surprised if another masked man attacks CM Punk next week, only because we've done this before with El Grande Americano. And this would be like, Triple H only has so many ideas in that small little brain of his. So I don't see him... coming any more outside. Everything is the same. So if that happened and there's more masked men, I wouldn't be shocked, and I'd say makes sense. But if I was the bet, I'm not saying any of these are wrong or right, I would say he's working with Seth, only because they have a history. He's doing his finisher, even though he is helping the Vision. Is he? Because it looked like he wanted to go in, but Logan Paul had the brass. Remember, he grabbed the brass knuckles and put them on, and he was like, "Come on, get in here." And then he kind of left and went away, and then Punk came in and attacked. So Austin went away, but then he did watch Bron. But sometimes you gotta keep your enemies close, or your friends, whatever. Yeah, friends close, your enemies closer. You gotta what I mean. So maybe he's trying to egg them on, make them believe, and then that's when the mastermind, Seth freaking Rollins, what I mean, comes in, and attacks and gets his comeback on the Vision. So.
Yeah,
and Triple H was smart, but he's not. So
yeah, it would be a good way to keep the rivalry alive between Punk and Rollins, and also he gets his revenge on the Vision. So I'd be down for that.
All right, let's get into it. That was a good Raw. I was saying too, when you were disappeared for a second, I was ranting that Raw opened up with Gunther, which was fire, and ended with the masked man reveal. No matter what happened in between, which I still think it was good stuff. A little too little of Judgment Day for my liking, but I like the fact that it opened hot and closed hot. So it was a really good, we need more Liv Morgan. Don't keep her fine ass off the screen, bro. Like, what are you doing here? All right.
Yeah, let her help you in title matches too.
Yeah, right. Let her cook. Yeah, let her help in everything. All right, let's get into it. NXT, you ready?
Always.
And we had the shocker botch heard around the world, and we're going to break this down. Thea Hail defeats one Blake Monroe for the women's North American title to open up the show. The world screams foul. They say it was a botch. Ryan, I'll let you go first. What'd you think of the match? You think it was a botch? What do you think moves forward with this? Let me hear your opinion on this NXT controversy.
Yeah, so the whole thing started with, I think it was Bully Ray on Busted Open After Dark. He's the one that said that it was a botch, and the referee's job is to make it look as real as possible. And there's been too many times in the past where the referee has just stopped. He just hasn't counted. You know, he'll count to one, then he'll count to two, and then he just randomly stops. Like Damian Priest against Seth Rollins at SummerSlam last year, I think it was, when there was a clear botch and somebody didn't come out in time. Drew McIntyre came out like 15 seconds later and beat everybody up, or CM Punk came out, whoever it was. But it was just very, very just strange booking and everything. But I don't think it was a botch. I'm in the camp that it wasn't. I know that the dirt sheets are saying this wasn't supposed to happen. And, people are saying that, Blake Monroe got temporarily knocked out, TKO'd, but she got knocked out. But and she, by the time she came to, she was supposed to like get her shoulder up. She got up pretty quickly after losing the title. I think it was done like we said offline for shock value, because that's how Triple H has been booking things lately, and now it's been rubbing off on Shawn Michaels. Shock value. I think if it was a botch, I think Blake Monroe would have been more pissed off in the way she was. I think commentary would have been like, they did say, I think Blake Monroe got her shoulder up there at the very end, but then I think Vic Joseph handled it beautifully. I mean, he knew exactly what to say. Blake Monroe is shocked. She is very shocked, and we have a new champion. Like they handled it flawlessly. It didn't feel. You can tell when things are botched. You can tell when things aren't going to plan, because commentary is kind of thrown for a loop. But this guy knew exactly what to say and when to say it and how to say it. I don't think it was a botch. I think it was a shocking thing, and they're playing hot potato with that title. So I wouldn't be surprised if they put it back on Blake Monroe in a couple of weeks. But I don't think that confirms that it was a botch or that it was supposed to happen. I think it was just one of those things that they're going to play hot potato with this belt, and or maybe Blake Monroe's coming to the main roster, which I wouldn't be opposed to either.
Yeah, maybe. It doesn't. I mean, she did have a backstage promo with her afterwards. I don't think it was a botch. And actually, I think we have to come to the realization of how WWE books things. Triple H, HBK, they're booking the same type of way, and it's all shock value. What are we talking about today? If we would be talking about NXT today, sure, but not in the same way. NXT is probably trending in a lot of sorts. They have all this controversy, stupid content creators like, it's the ref's fault, it's Blake Monroe's fault, it's Thea Hail's fault, they should all be fired. Let's all call each other idiots and talk about how we're all right, it's all
don't
a botch.
Triple H, because
Yeah, you can STFU Triple H. That's my dog. I hope he signs me. I mean, I don't care if he signed me. I'm just saying, I'm from 8 Mile, dog. But here's the thing, right? It's like a botch. Blake Monroe would have been way more upset. Thea Hail wouldn't have been that damn excited. The ref wouldn't have been that I don't care. He literally, first thing he did when he looked at Blake Monroe is he went 1, 2, 3. It wasn't like he got up, or the announcers didn't seem lost. They just seemed shocked. They played the wrong music. You all think they have like a CD player in there and it's like on track 8 and they're like, play. Like they know what this is. It was so obvious, right? Of like that it was a rigged planned thing. This is just what they wanted to do. They want to get people talking, and now people are. And they even got Jordan Grace involved. It's all going to be a huge thing again. And, like you said, hot potato. That's what they do with the titles that aren't the World Heavyweight Championship titles. And it is what it is, man. But I don't see why anyone thinks just because Bully Ray said it was like, no one has said it was a botch. Yeah. WWE didn't even make it look like it was a botch. No one has said it was a botch. Thea Hail was all over Instagram bragging about it. She's had and everyone, and dumb Sean Ross Stupid is like, hey bros, it's because they were really quick with it. They went backstage and they were yelling at each other, but then they figured out this is worth money, so they should just run with it. or Sean Ross stupid. They actually knew ahead of time this would make money and get people like you talking and pretending like you know someone backstage. And so they did this to make money. Do you ever think about that? It's just mind-blowing to me how dumb people are in this world. Like, yeah. I don't think
Yeah.
it was a botch at all whatsoever.
No,
And none of these
no.
people know.
And all these people that are like, well, the ref was yelling at Blake Monroe, and Blake Monroe was yelling at the ref, and he was like, I counted to three. I counted to three. Big whoop. You know who else was shocked after he made John Cena tap out on Saturday? Gunther. Gunther looked at the ref and was like, did he tap? Like, you could see him, like, you could look at him like, did he tap? And like the ref's like, yeah, he tapped out. And he was like, oh, okay. And then he won, like, was that a botch? Was he not supposed to tap and he tapped? And was he just was he scratching his shoulder? And that's like, no, it wasn't this was all planned. This was all part of the plan. I don't think this was a botch. I don't think it was executed properly. I think maybe they may have missed a move, or they may have messed up a move or two. I don't think it was the best match I've ever seen, but I think the outcome was Thea Hail wins the NXT Women's North American Championship. I think that was the plan from the beginning. Yeah, in controversial
I think it's supposed to be. Yeah. It's weird. It's like these pro wrestlers are like entertainers or something. Like they're actors and they know how. It's like when they take a DDT and they oversell it like it's the worst thing ever. But then when you watch in slow motion, it didn't even hit the mat at all. It's weird. It's like they're good at their craft. It's crazy, crazy. Well, the next thing we're going to talk about was kind of actually, I thought, more controversial. And that's one Leon Slater becoming the new #1 contender. So we had a match, a heat wave, right? Heat wave?
Mm-hmm.
Correct? Yeah. No. Deadline. Sorry. Deadline. Thank you. And we declared the new #1 contender in the best match possible going out right now. The end. It just is what it is in the Iron Man Survivor. And Javon Evans won. And instead of taking his title match at New Year's Evil, he took it right away. Ricky Starks interfered, and now they're feuding. So what do they do to make it up? They have all the people who lost wrestle for it again in a 4-way. And in my opinion, they had the only person who shouldn't have won. It's no knock on Leon Slater. I think he's talented. I think he's fun. I get it. You want Oba to. Oba's going to win. He ain't losing this match unless he, doesn't get his shoulder up fast enough. But Leon Slater winning it's just kind of weird, right? The only way I see this logical is if now Leon is going to feud with Javon, right? Like, because Javon was kind of like, oh man, heated up. And Leon was like, dude, but you got to back me up. We're bros, this and that. And Javon was like, I need Ricky Saints. I'm so angry. And so maybe that's what's going to happen now that Leon took his #1 contendership, kind of. Now is he going to be angry? Other than that, I don't see why Leon would have won the #1. Like, Joe Hendry could lose to Oba. He's super uber popular. You just signed him. That, I mean, why not Miles Bourne? The dude has been like getting pushed to the moon, being deaf and all that stuff, and they've been running with that. It's just kind of weird booking to me, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't see something. I'm not saying it's the worst. I'm just saying this was more of a shock to me than Thea Hail beating Blake Monroe.
Yeah, I was surprised at this, and I don't know what they're doing with it, but I'm gonna see what happens, and I can't wait to see it. But I do think that what I was saying earlier about the person that they're going to build on the side to be the one that eventually takes out Gunther, it's got to be Obafemi. Like, that's who it has to be. Like, I feel like you build him up on NXT, and maybe he ran through Javon last week. He was like, oh, you're not getting your title shot. You're going to get your title shot tonight. And he ran through Javon in pretty dominant fashion. He should run through Leon Slater and dominate him. Then he should beat Miles Bourne in dominant fashion. Then he should beat Joe Hendry in dominant fashion. Then he should go to the main roster and beat everybody in dominant, and then eventually clash with Gunther. And you have that could be the new irresistible force meets the unmovable object. You can rebuild that whole thing up with Gunther. Could he make him tap? I mean, that's a future rivalry right there, and I'd pay money to see that. So I think that's what WWE should do: build Obafemi up on the side to be the one to take down Gunther later on in a year or two.
Well said. Well said. I agree. Oba's him. He really, really is him. I know Carmelo is, but no, dude. Oba's that dude. He is just so damn good. All right. Well, that is our week in review for WWE. Remember, if you want to check out Saturday Night's Main Event, we already posted it. go check out our archives and look at that episode from yesterday. And with that said, we're going to get into our every week segment, and that is the LVD MVD of the week, where we talk all things the least valuable and most valuable dude or dudette of the week of pro wrestling. Doesn't mean we hate or love them, just means they were the worst or best booked of the week. Ryan, who is your LVD for this week of WWE?
This one's hard to choose because we didn't talk SmackDown this week, but I'm gonna go Drew McIntyre. I think he came out. I think he looked like a chump at Saturday night's main event because not only did he get off, he took out Cody Rhodes. Yay, big whoop! But then Cody Rhodes and Obafemi decided to join forces and take down Drew McIntyre. And it just, I don't know. I just feel like of all the people that, Oba looks strong, Cody Rhodes looks strong, everyone, Javon Evans looks strong, Leon Slater's looking strong. Everyone that's looking weak in this build is Drew McIntyre. He's the only one that looks the weakest. Like I don't take him seriously as a credible threat anymore. I don't take him seriously as the guy that's going to beat Cody Rhodes whenever they face off again, whenever the next PLE is, I guess the Rumble at this point. I don't see it happening. As much as I wanted to, and as much as I love Drew McIntyre, he's my LVD this week. I don't think he had a good week at Saturday night's main event. He looked like a complete chump. And I don't think he's going to beat Cody Rhodes. I really don't. And I just think that's going to make him go down the ladder even more.
I hope not. Good pick, but I hope not. But I hate when you pick Drew because Drew's my dude.
I know. He's awesome.
Yeah. My LVD is going to none other than Triple H. I don't think this man could lose any more than he did this week. And whether you think it was good booking or bad booking, it was executed poorly. And he deserved the boos that he got. Like I said, you get people to pay thousands of dollars. Those front row seats were like $17,000, I think, to get in there. And you have him lose. Someone like Santi, who takes all of your guys' money and then spend it all on those seats and watch his favorite wrestler of all time lose. He was furious. People were chanting all the way out of the arena, walking home. They were so damn angry. And I just think Triple H really needs to figure it out. Because if he doesn't start doing better booking and booking for the fan base and not just his own DX type mentality, people are going to start turning, my man. People will start to turn. I'm telling you. Yeah, for sure. So he's my LVD.
And not only will people start turning, TKO is going to start turning, and they're going to be like, all right, man, like you're getting booed out of the building. People aren't liking you anymore. So, and I do think fans need to be careful what they wish for, because if TKO gets rid of Triple H, or they ask him to resign, or they force him to resign, who the hell are they going to get? So I think we got to.
Vince Russo, baby.
I mean, I understand like being frustrated at the booking of Triple H, and I'm right there with him. I'm pretty critical of Triple H pretty regularly, but if things don't change, he might be out of a job, because TKO is not going to put up with this.
Yeah, no, because it's the wrong kind of heat, right? People talk about that, right? There's good heat and bad heat. He ain't getting good heat, brother. All right. As always, we end on a high note. The most valuable dude or dudette of the week. If we don't have the same one, Ryan, I don't know what the hell we're doing here, but go ahead. Who is your MVD of the week?
It's none other than Gunther. I feel like this is the most obvious answer out there. This man made John Cena tap. A person who hasn't tapped since 2004, when he was a heel as the Doctor of Thugonomics. He made John Cena, the man who prided himself, or the man whose mantra was hustle, loyalty.
There you go.
Yeah, hustle, loyalty, and respect, and never give up. He made him give up. He made him quit. He made him tap in his last match. And then not only that, but he capitalized on it with a fire promo on Monday Night Raw, where he didn't have to say anything other than, I made John Cena tap like a little bitch. His time is up and my time is now. It's fantastic stuff. And then he kept saying it, and he kept saying it, and he got monster heat. And then his social media game was on point too. He posted a picture of himself smoking a cigar on Instagram, like on Sunday. And he was like, how's everybody feeling? It was just good stuff. Gunther has arrived. The Gunther we had before was really good, but I think this new Gunther is going to be top tier, second, next level badass in WWE. So I'm excited to see what they do with him, but Gunther is hands down the MVD.
Well done. Well said. I fully agree, obviously. And just the promo after, just everything he did this week was just money, full blown cooking. Hopefully, they continue to push him right. Like I said, he's got to be dominant, got to be tapping everybody out, make everybody quit, make everybody his little bitch, or it just wasn't worth taking away John Cena, that legacy's last match. All right. Now let's get into our segment. You ready, Ryan?
Yes, sir. Let me get.
We don't have a song for it, right?
No song, no. So my mic.
But we are talking about, yeah. We are talking, would you rather? That is our segment today. We're going to give each other a couple different scenarios. Would you rather have this or would you rather have that? Ryan, I'm assuming has some good ones. Ryan, what is your first would you rather?
All right, I'm going to give you a three-way because it ain't gay if it's in a three-way. But I'm going to give
It's
you
the only way I like it.
I'm going to give you a choice of three here. So, would you rather Karrion Kross return to the WWE at the Royal Rumble in January? Or would you rather Karrion Kross come back to TNA when they make their television debut in January on AMC? Or would you rather Karrion Kross debut in AEW at some point in January to kind of help boost their ratings and kind of get them going a little bit?
It's a good one. And I like that you gave me a three faces of Karrion Kross. I think I got to take away AEW because even though I feel like he would be booked better than Aleister Black wasn't booked better there. And they're very similar in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
I think Karrion Kross might get lost like some of the WWE guys do. Thing with the Royal Rumble is if he comes back at the Royal Rumble, I think Jericho is going to be there. And why? I mean, he's a secondary. He's not as big, but he is starting to cook right now. No, I'm going to say I want to see him go to TNA. Why not? Let's see, because he could be the face of TNA. He deserves a chance to be the face of an organization and be the world heavyweight champion. He's not going to get that in WWE, even if he comes back, even with heat and build up. I think that's why, Matt Cardona hasn't come back yet because he just wouldn't be as big as he is now. I'm going to go TNA. I think he could be fun in TNA and then work his way back to WWE. I'm going to go TNA. That's my answer.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's TNA. I think they're going to want to make a splash on their TV debut, and I think he's probably the hottest free agent out there right now. So I think it makes the most sense. Bring him into TNA and let him cook and let him do his thing. But and then they have the WWE partnership is still going to be a thing, so he can always work his way back into the WWE from there. I feel like if he was going to AEW, he would have done it already at All In or All Out or World's End or all the other Full Gear, all the other pay-per-views that they have. He would have shown up there, and I feel like there's a reason he hasn't gone there yet.
Yeah, agreed. All right, you ready for mine?
Yes, sir.
All right. You can bring back one wrestler to wrestle now in 2025 in WWE. Who would you rather bring back? HBK in his prime 1997 or John Cena? Who would you rather have them in their prime wrestling now currently in the WWE 2025? I'm talking drugged out HBK, Montreal Screwjob DX HBK, or just John Cena, any facet, all of them, probably the PG because that's his prime.
I'm going to go with Shawn Michaels. As much as I love John Cena and as much as I'm sad to see him go, and I know the week is all about John Cena, I think I would rather go Shawn Michaels. And the reason why I say that is John Cena, up until like the last couple of years, really didn't have a lot of good matches. He had the 5 moves of doom. People chanted, "You can't wrestle." They were tired of Cena winning all the time. They were just kind of bored with Cena and his shtick. And, he's the Superman, Super Cena, burying people, burying the Nexus, getting rid of Alex Riley, getting rid of all these people behind the scenes. Shawn Michaels, man, he would have feuds with AJ Styles. He would have feuds with Roman Reigns. He would have feuds with Gunther. He would have feuds with Johnny Gargano on on SmackDown. He would
Mm-hmm.
have probably wrestled Tommaso Ciampa. He would probably wrestle Montez Ford. He'd probably wrestle Jey Uso. He'd probably wrestle The
Mm-hmm.
Miz. He'd probably wrestle Rey Mysterio. Probably wrestle Aleister Black, Damian Priest. I mean, Dominic Mysterio. There's so many people that I think Shawn Michaels in his prime could have many good matches with. Penta,
Oh yeah.
Dragon Lee, CM Punk. Like we never got Punk and Michael. Like so
Nope.
many people that Cody Rhodes. That if we could get Shawn Michaels now in his prime, WWE would be on fire. I mean, he would be the guy. He would be the guy, and the matches would be amazing.
Yeah. You know, Shawn Michaels is my GOAT, but Shawn Michaels prime, 1997, 96, around that era, nobody was better. He was the greatest of all time. When it came to in-ring, is he the GOAT? No, because you got to do iconish, right? So I pick him number one. He's my Mount Rushmore. I say why people don't. They pick Hogan, Cena, The Rock, Stone Cold. I get it, because they were the faces, right? But Shawn was the face for a minute. But him, 97, he could wrestle anyone. Big, tall, short, fast, jumping up. Imagine him now, too. He would be so much more innovative as well. He would be doing so many more maneuvers. And you got to think, when you think of all the matches, he was the first to do them all, bro. Yeah. Hell in the Cell, ladder matches, Iron Man matches. He was the first always. Elimination Chamber. Dude can do it all. So, yeah, I'm going HBK as well.
And just imagine, like, if he had a contract dispute or he got fired from WWE because
I'm telling you,
drugs.
He's coked out, homie. Yeah.
Then he goes to AEW, and now he can have matches with Bryan Danielson. He could have matches with Adam Copeland. He could have matches with Kenny Omega. He could have matches with Swerve Strickland, Will Ospreay. I mean, there's like bring back Shawn Michaels in his prime.
He would fight Jack Perry in the backstage and scare Tony Khan shitless. It would be amazing. He would do all of it. He would do all of it.
Yeah, that would never happen in real life, though. So
no,
doesn't happen
never.
In reality.
No.
Nothing.
All right, nothing. What's your last would you rather?
All right, let's go. We'll go WrestleMania. So, would you rather see Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns 3 at WrestleMania 42, or would you rather see CM Punk versus Roman Reigns for the WWE Championship, the World Heavyweight Championship?
Oh, I'm going to go Punk and Reigns for sure. Punk and Reigns for sure. I think they're due. I think it'd be fun. I don't know if we can get Paul Heyman involved, but we should. And actually, if you really, really want to, I say just make it a triple threat and throw in Brock Lesnar and let's have some real fun. And let's put Paul Heyman in a cage up above and they're wrestling for his honor and whoever wins gets him. I'll just do that. But yeah, I'd rather see Punk and Roman Reigns for sure. I think that match would be fun. I know they're both getting old and this and that, but they can tell stories like a mother in the ring, just like Gunther and Cena did. It wasn't the most active match, but they told a damn story. It was beautiful. And I think they would do the same. So yeah, I'd rather see Punk versus Roman. I don't think either of those matches are happening, but I'd like to see Punk versus Roman.
Yeah, I don't think either one's happening either, but for some reason, everyone seems convinced that Roman Reigns is going after Cody Rhodes because he said after Survivor Series, this is the last time we team together. And apparently, like they're on tour for the Street Fighter movie. They're like doing press tours and stuff, and they're taking pictures together, him and Cody Rhodes. But they're not like tagging each other on social media. Cody Rhodes is standing on the opposite side of Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is on the opposite side of Cody Rhodes. So it's like they're teasing their WrestleMania match. And it's like, no, they're not. Like they're not wrestling at WrestleMania. Plus, it's Reigns' course. I don't want to see it.
No, or they're just once again getting clicks and views and people interested. Fans, hello. Like the internet is so easy now. Trust me.
Yeah.
All right, my last one. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Would you rather Drew McIntyre go to AEW or MJF go to WWE?
Oh, MJF is another one that could wrestle prime Shawn Michaels.
Hell yeah. Imagine them on the mic going back and forth.
Oh, yeah. Man, that'd be great. I would rather Drew McIntyre go to AEW. I think he needs to. I think him and Bayley are the two people that need to leave WWE whenever their contracts are up, and they need to go down to AEW immediately. I think MJF would be good in WWE, but I think he would. I don't think he'd be used properly. I think I think he would have a promo. I think they would want to script him, and he wouldn't want to be scripted. I think they would clash, or he would go to NXT, or and he wouldn't want to do that.
He would for sure.
Yeah, and they'll change his name to, I don't know, MJ, or I don't know what but
MFJ.
Yeah, Maxwell Friedman would be his name or something. But I don't know. The more I think about it, the more I just don't see him. Would it be a great signing and would it be a huge splash? Absolutely. But I just don't see him thriving in WWE the way I see it. He's a big fish in a small pond in AEW. Right? In WWE, he'd be a small fish in a big pond. And I just don't see it. I see him being like a mid-carder, like a Carmelo Hayes type. But on the other hand, I think Drew McIntyre would go to AEW and flourish. I think he would, him and MJF on the microphone against each other, especially with their history with CM Punk and AEW liking to reference WWE stuff, and their former guy Punk, like, sign me up for that. Get Jack Perry and Drew McIntyre and Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay. I mean, there's so many people that he could have great feuds with. Bryan Danielson, Swerve Strickland, Jon Moxley. There's so many ways that they could do this. Bobby Lashley. There's a lot of people in AEW that I think McIntyre could feud with, and I think he should do it. I really do.
Yeah, I fully agree with you. I don't think MJF needs WWE. I think he will go one day because everybody who's the top level of professional wrestling go to WWE. It just says, you can say I'm wrong, but I'm not. But I think he'll get lost in the shuffle. I think Drew McIntyre needs AEW. I think you're right with Bayley too. So I would much rather see Drew McIntyre go and have some hell of a banger matches in AEW. I think he'd have a pretty decent run. He's a little big though. Tony Khan don't like those big dudes, so maybe he'll eventually disappear, but at least he'll get the chance and be new blood.
I also think it would help. I don't think MJF puts WWE over the hump. Like, I don't think they watch it and they're like, oh, that's the new face of the company. I could see Drew McIntyre going to AEW and helping with the ratings, helping with attendance, helping with marketing. They could put him on the face of whatever channel they're going to be on. Like, sign me up for that. Drew McIntyre, I mean, MJF and WWE, he wouldn't. It's still Roman Reigns' company. It's still Cody Rhodes' company. It's still CM Punk's company. It's still, whoever else's company that's in there. So, Seth Rollins, Logan Paul, there's so many. Bron Breakker is being built. Yeah, he'll get lost in the shuffle.
I agree. All right, before we say goodbye, I'm going to hit you with a shocker right now. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, since it's Would You Rather. F, marry, kill. Blake Monroe, Liv Morgan, Sol Ruca. Go.
Oh, man. Okay.
On the spot, y'all. This is on the spot. You didn't know I was going to do this.
What were the choices?
Blake Monroe, Liv
Morgan, and
or Sol Ruca. F, marry, kill, buddy. Hopefully none of them are listening, or two of them are listening.
I would kill, as much as I hate to say it, Blake Monroe. As much as I hate to say it.
You don't have to say why. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I would marry Sol Ruca, and I would go to town on Liv Morgan.
I think the only good, the 100%, I think everyone will agree on the F has to be Liv Morgan. Maybe I'd want to marry her, but I think there's one thing I think she's really, really good at. Liv Morgan, my girl. I think you might have got that spot on. I think you might have. I think you could flip Blake and Sol, though Sol looks a little bit more down to earth. Blake looks like she might do you dirty. So yeah, I do. Yeah. I like that one. But
Blake looks like she would take half.
Yeah. I don't think she looked like. I think she would take half.
She straight up would. So I'm like, I can't trust that. So
She's probably good in the sack though.
Tony Storm's already killed her once. So
we were there. We were there. Oh my gosh. All right, that's how we're ending. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. You could comment on everything. What you think, who you think you should F, marry, kill, everything we
should make that a segment.
The episodes. We should. We get a lot of hate from Shanna, but I think we should. I think we should end it every week. We'll take turns. We should do it F, marry, kill every week. I think it's fun. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. Subscribe, do whatever. You know what you got to do. Just let the people know. We got a ton of views this week, or at least enough that is booming us in. Let's continue with that. As always, if you want to catch me, it's at my_wrestling_opinion on all social media. And with me, as always, is
Ryan enjoys wrestling. Go follow me on all the social media platforms as well. We're on X at 2DudesPC. We're on Twitch at 2Dudes_with-attitudes. Instagram, 2Dudes-with-attitudes podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel where we are making some headway finally. Hopefully we can keep that momentum going. We're at 2Dudes-with-attitudes there. And we're on TikTok at 2Dudes-with-attitudes. So go follow us over there. And then on Apple and Spotify and audio podcasts, anywhere you listen to podcasts, in your car or on your mobile phone, whatever it is, we are there on 2Dudes with Attitude. So go find us, go like and subscribe, go 5-star rate us and review us. The more ratings we get, the more we climb up the ranks. And we're in the top 10% of all listened to pro wrestling podcasts. And there's a lot of them out there. So the fact that we're in the top 10% is amazing, but let's get into that top 5%, that top 1%. And the way to do that is 5-star ratings, reviews. That gets us over the hump. And you tell everyone about your favorite 2 dudes on the internet. And as always, we appreciate everyone's love and support.
2 Dudes Wolf Pack. We out.
I'll find the video. Here we go. Here we go.
2 dudes with attitudes, let's go. It's the 2 dudes and our attitudes ruthless, aggressively speaking, so let's do this. We're Ryan and Denton, they here to get your attention. A 5-star broadcast, shit, start to the ending. Whether it's the E or it's all E, the 2